Welcome. We are so delighted to have you. This is our third Black Girl Town Hall. And y'all know if you've joined any of our town halls, you know how we are. When something happenings, when something is affecting us, the family, we get on it, we talk about it, we heal, and we provide resources. So that's what we're going to do today.
Embrace this moment. I now want you to imagine another woman entering into your safe space. It's an older version of you, 20 years in the future. And you look at her, she's radiant, she's glowing, she's successful, she's confident, she's bold, she's fulfilled, she's rich in every area of life. And I want you to imagine her sitting down next to you in that safe space. She takes you by your hand. She looks you in your eyes and she begins to speak to you. What is the message that she's giving you right now at this moment in your life? Nice, slow, deep breath in. What is her advice to you right now with where you are and how you feel about you and your life in this moment? Nice, slow, deep breath in and exhale. Let her begin to speak into you. Listen to her words of wisdom, her advice, and embrace that for a moment. And now, what do you say to her? What is your response? Nice, slow, deep breath in and exhale. This woman looks at you, she smiles. You all embrace each other. I want you to feel her strength, her courage, her love, her wisdom. I want you to feel her presence surrounding you. And as you embrace and you thank her for this advice and encouragement, I want you to give her one final word and that you promise her of what your next step is going to be in your mind. What is that next step you're going to take? What is that thing you need to do? She bids you farewell. You smile. I want you to take a nice, full, deep breath in. Exhale. Give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself some kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love on you. And I want you to open your eyes. How did
And so, if I want to tell you anything tonight, is that you are already an expert in whatever craft it is that you are. You have enough degrees. I tell Naje and if I had them laughing, I said, if I had to tell people anything, you probably already got enough degrees, certifications, things up under your belt, experiences, whatever it is that you already have enough, right?
No more
You already
degrees,
are
y'all.
enough. You don't need to go back. You don't need to go back to school. You don't need anything
No
else
more debt.
because sometimes, I told one of my friends, I told him, at this phase in my life, I'm just trying to be like an average white man, right? And what, right? The average white man, he just gonna go, he gonna start that business, he gonna do what he have to do. He's going to just put himself out there. He gonna tell his friends and family. He don't care if you don't like what he got to say or whatever else. I just want to be in my average white man energy right now, okay? Deepest climb towards pay equity and capital access out here. And there is a dollar to degree disconnect. How many of you, again, I want to see in the chat, like how many of y'all really have advanced degrees? Y'all got a bachelor's degree or higher? Show of hands. So everybody got their hands basically right. Every master's, correct. Everybody has, most of us have advanced level degrees. But like I said, there is a dollar to degree disconnect. And it's not just in careers, it's also in business, right? Because a lot of times those same habits that we have in our 9 to 5, we also have those in our businesses. And so, like I said, we don't need any more degrees. We don't need any more certifications. We don't need to become the specialist, the PhD. All of that stuff is fine and dandy. but it's about utilizing what it is that, oh, y'all some educated sisters in here, I see, bachelor's, specialists, all of that. But so it's like you already are enough. And so while education is rising, the return on investment is often lower for Black women when it compared to other demographics, especially in corporate America, just as it is in entrepreneurship. And so with these advanced degrees, an aspect of higher educational attainment does not equal pay, as we've seen. And so when we look at these things, we look at it for a whole bunch of different accolades underneath my belt. I have been laid off 4 times, right? That's what sparked my husband and I to start our business, was to have a little bit of FU money, right? Just a little bit of supplemental money, just in case something else went down, right? And so I myself have been laid off 4 times with advanced level degrees, with certifications in strategic HR, being a career services director, helping other people to find jobs, right? Losing contracts during the pandemic, right? So I understand what it's like. And so it's 2 things that I really feel that we have to do better. We have to, one, get comfortable with negotiating our skills and asking for more money, right? Or if you're an entrepreneur, this also equates to you solving bigger problems so that people can pay you more. And the other thing that I think that we have to do better is we have to keep our receipts, right? We have to brag on ourselves a little bit more. You've already proven what it is that you can do for other people. So now it's time for you to take that same skill set. And I believe that everybody, even if you don't want to leave your 9 to 5, I tell anybody, if you have that 9 to 5 that you can stay on, stay in it and get you some side money, right? And just have that level of entrepreneurship spirit. And so again, it's about, if you're in a career, it's about negotiating more. And if you're a CEO, then we have to learn how to command more. And if you don't remember anything else that I say tonight, listen to me when I say this. Y'all listening? Making money allows you to heal and have healing experiences. Because I don't know if nobody ain't tell you, it costs to heal, right? You got to pay.
That is the first step. Be consistent. Consistency matters. Set aside dedicated time each week to research companies, apply to roles, network, and follow up on applications. You have to be your own advocate. It's not about just applying for a position and just saying, okay, why is the recruiter not returning back my calls? I just got an auto, and well, a lot of us are getting these automation, AI. I don't like AI. I like it, but I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. AI automation, rejection, and disposition emails and letters. And you could tell right off the bat that a lot of times recruiters are not reading your resume. They haven't even looked at you. And I will tell you right off the back, as a recruiter myself, we don't have time when we're hiring for one position to go through 500 applications. So we go through those auto rejections and go, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, and you're going to get those. And this is where advocating for yourself is going to be so important and key. When you're looking for a position, for instance, using LinkedIn, right? I use LinkedIn for an example. It's so important to look up that company, but also look at who work for those companies, who are the recruiters. LinkedIn provide those things to you. It's different than Facebook, even though sometimes I feel like LinkedIn is Facebook. Don't have time to read a book. They're not looking at cover letters. I tell people all the time, instead of doing a cover letter, do a 30, 60, 90 plan. Funny enough, there's a lot of people who don't know what a 30, 60, 90 plan is. And I did not know that until I started in recruiting. A 30, 60, 90 plan is you looking at the job description. You are measuring all that you have done and your potential. And you are now saying, okay, This is what I'm going to be able to come in and do and focus on in 30 days, 60 days. My 90 days is now me executing. So you're going to mirror what they have in the job description. You're going to mirror what you have done in your potential and say, okay, I will focus on my first 30 days with training, talking to different lines of business, understand the job, the key components. 60 days, this is what I'm going to do. And 90 days is now you saying, okay, I got the teaching and the training in my 30, my 60, 90, how I'm going to make sure I organize my days and now execute what you hired me to do. That's what a 30, 60, 90 plan is. And that you're going to always submit that during the interview process with your hiring
accountable for it. They're the ones that have to pay the employees, okay? Number one, Title VII, discrimination. If you don't know what that is, okay, if you are not familiar with the Title VII Civil Rights Act of 1964, okay, I need y'all to go and do your research. What that says is an employee cannot be discriminated against because of their race, religion, color, sex, national origin, disability, age, and genetic info. If you don't hinge on that, you're doing yourself a major disservice as an employee, especially as a Black woman. But keep in mind, if you are going to allege discrimination, you have to prove how that happened. Because if not, they're going to kick your case out. All right, that's number one. The second one, equal pay for equal work. Yes, that's a law. That's a law. And I know out there in the private sector, you know, they try not to adhere to that law quite a bit. I've seen a lot of cases that come through. Okay, they want to pay you how much less, Megan? How much less the Black woman get?
63 to 81,000. To that white man 100,000.
There you go. There you go. And it's real. Okay. Cases are coming across left and right. And I'm so thankful that I'm seeing these cases now come across, because back when I first came into labor and employee relations, they weren't doing that. We were just sitting back, taking what we were getting and being happy with it, being, happy that we can pay our rent, we can pay out that BMW payment, but not realizing that we're doing the same exact job as the white man doing, and we're getting paid tremendously less. But we're satisfied with that. See, those days need to be over. So I need y'all to go and tap into the equal pay for equal work, seeing and come to the table with the information that we need to have to hold these people accountable. And so therefore, we lose and they prevail. Take your emotions out of it. I don't care if you got to go home and cry about it. You get yourself together and you come back to the table ready to fight. Don't you let them people go out that easy. You give them a fight. I don't care if you were in the wrong. You admit you're wrong, but you better be ready to come back and say, but even though I did this, y'all failed to do this. Hold them accountable. Take your emotions out of it. Okay? And the last thing, we tap out too quickly. We tap out. We give up. Baby, we file that paperwork. We go through that first little meeting. It's called an ADR. We go to that first little meeting over there, sit at that mitigation, and we hear them sitting over there talking all their big talk, and we get intimidated. I ain't got time for it. But you had time to allege it. So you need to stand 10 toes down in what you bring to the table. And if you ever work with somebody like me, I'm going to hold you accountable to do it. I'm going to ask you for the policies. And if you don't know it, go back and get it. I'm going to ask you for the law, rules, and regulations. If you don't know it, I'm going to help you find it. And then I'm going to help you put it, as I say, I like to Olivia Pope people in black and white. I'm very good at writing.
That were the leaders of our departments. And out of the four of us, I was the one that they let go. And I was really, really hurt by that. And so what I did was I went back to my previous employer, the one I had resigned from before that. And I said, listen, I got some time on my hands, because he and I had a very good rapport. I said, and he was the CEO of the company. I said, listen, I got some time on my hands. And so if you're looking for someone to do some extra work, I don't mind doing it, right? And so I said, I will do it as a 1099 for you. And so I did that as a 1099. He became my first official client, y'all. And so that is what launched me into this entrepreneurial path. So it's so interesting.
Us to that next level version of who we really are, the people, the women we're born to be. So stop sleeping on yourself. Stop sleeping on your gifts. Stop sleeping on your talent. Stop sleeping on your knowledge. You know how to do things that you may not have even thought that would be profitable. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about your proficiencies. I want you to think about what comes naturally to you. I want you to think about your skill sets. And based on your proficiencies, I then want you to think about what type of problems in the marketplace you can solve with your proficiency. See, that's the thing. A lot of times people have these ideas or they have these fears about online entrepreneurship because it's not just about jumping out there. It's about being strategic. So if you have your job, keep your job. But it's also about finding a need in the marketplace that you can fill. Now, for me, I've been able to build a six-figure brand online. I also had 6 figures income from my corporate work. It's not as challenging as people may think. The biggest thing is being able to align your proficiencies with the problem in the marketplace that you are positioned in God's kingdom to solve. Everybody on here has something that they can solve, some type of problem. Look at Naje, was able to write a whole book for Black girls to heal emotional wounds. My mother, I lost to cancer in the year 2014. A month later, I got laid off from my job. At the end of that year, my mom made her transition. I went through my depression. I went through my sadness. I went through my suicidal thoughts. But that gave birth to an idea when I came across a program in Atlanta founded by a woman named Brenda Cobb, who had been able to reverse breast cancer, ovarian cancer within 6 months without radiation, chemotherapy, or surgery. And I knew right then and there, like, I needed to be in her program. So I made the investment. I learned her protocol. I started teaching at her school. People came from all over the world to learn how to reverse cancer, fibroids, diabetes, high blood pressure, lose weight, heal childhood trauma. And from that experience, from that painful experience of losing my mom, it gave birth to a purpose and a 6-figure brand online called Girl Heal. So what I'm saying to you all is that all of you all tonight have something within yourself that you can bring forth into the world. And a lot of times women struggle.
You defined you. Your creator defined you. So at the end of the day, even though they are systems that may slow us down, you are your only limitation. We all have a purpose in life. And so find that true purpose, connect, take time to reflect, but come back to what you are here to do. And that's to show up for yourself every day and be damn great.
Love it, love
Yes.
it. Thank you.
Show up for yourself and be great.
Miss Alicia.
Let me see here. Let me see. What can I pull out of the bag? I'm gonna say this. And this is my why for doing every single thing that I do in my business and as a person. Never let anyone put limitations on your success and your capabilities. Just a quick caveat is why I say that. When I got out of the military, I didn't retire, I separated. My supervisor, my immediate supervisor, told me that I would never be anything without the military. That's what he told me. Okay. And I keep him on my Facebook. I keep him on my LinkedIn. I keep him on my Instagram. I keep him on my email list. I added him and he don't even know how he got there. Okay. Because I need you to understand my achievements. This past Monday, I was named Georgia's 100th Woman of Excellence. Okay. Out of the entire state of Georgia. So, ladies, when I tell you, don't ever let anybody put their limitations on your success. That is the biggest thing. Thank you so much. That is the biggest thing that you can do for yourself. Wow yourself.
And what I want everyone to realize and remember is that if you're searching for your next career, if you're looking for your next business coach, if you're looking for your next doctor, remember that specialists always get paid more. And so when you think about the idea that specialists always get paid more, I don't care if you are a general doctor, The OBGYN is always going to get paid more. The cardiologist is always going to get paid more. If you think about a dentist, right, a periodontist or an orthodontic doctor, they're always going to get paid more. And so always think about how can you become that specialist in your field, right? The other thing I want to leave you with is you're